All right, we are back. We're with actually a longtime friend of mine and my in-house jeweler, Geoff Brown. I've known Jeff since 1995, I believe, is when I met you first, when you had your shop up in Bashford Courts.
Yeah, might have been before that.
Possibly, huh?
Yeah.
It's always fun to talk with Jeff because Jeff's done so many different things, you know, in his life. But you've been a jeweler virtually since you were 20.
Yeah, I started doing jewelry in 1970.
You're unborn. So yeah, a couple of years.
I was actually doing commercial art in San Francisco, and I had a girlfriend that did jewelry, and I switched over to doing that, and it really worked well. I started making good money doing it, so I kept on. I later became a gemologist and moved here to Prescott in 1978, which makes me Prescott's longest continuous designer. And I worked for another jeweler here for a couple of years, and then I opened my first store in 1980. And I've had 4 jewelry stores here in Prescott, and now I am just blessed to be in the Ian Russell Gallery. I get a chance to do what I like, which is build and design jewelry, rather than have to do all the nuts and bolts of running a business. Ian does that incredibly, and it allows me enough time to really put out some neat stuff. I've had my pieces worn to the White House. I had a piece on Meet the Press here this last year, and I just really enjoy doing it. So,
So when you look at your art and the style, you know, it's got a very Nouveau Deco kind of feel to it. How did it always originate that way? Is that what drew you into? How did you find your style? Like when did the Geoff Brown style emerge?
Well, when I started doing jewelry, everything was moving towards being ultra modern, very straight lines, and you know, I looked at women. They're beautiful. They have really beautiful lines to them. And I started walking around San Francisco to get ideas. I started sketching stained glass windows and the beautiful wrought iron work that was done in the 1890s. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I later found out that that was the Nouveau period, but I just love asymmetry and beautiful flowing designs that's got balance, mm-hmm. You know. For instance, here's a piece I just made. I just finished it about 2 minutes ago. This is a beautiful azurite. It's blue. And you can see the flow of the piece, yet it's got balance. And that's kind of what I shoot for. And then I also like to be creative in a way that like, for instance, I was in the museum in Dublin, Ireland, and I saw this type of necklace that I'd never seen before. It turns out it was a pre-Christian period Irish necklace called a torque, and they were very heavy and mechanical, but I wanted to see if I could make one that would fit a woman of today and would ride nicely on her. So this is what I came up with. This torque, they end up sideways, and people like them because you can't find them anywhere else. This one here is got Paua shell from New Zealand on it, and each one of these is my own design. These have to be hand wrought. You can't cast them because the hand wrought metal is denser and it's got a tensile structure to it, which works in this type of piece of jewelry.
What's a piece like that retail at, Jeff?
This piece here would retail for around $500.
Wow.
This piece that I made here with the beautiful azurite. Now this azurite looks like a map of the world. This piece would retail for about $160 with a sterling silver chain.
Yeah.
It's an original.
Ridiculously affordable. In fact, like I said in the last video, I yell at this guy about weekly because, in my opinion, you put that in another jewelry store, you'd be looking at $450, $500. You put that torque in another jewelry store, you'd be looking at about $850 to $1,200.
Yeah.
Again, you know, he's such a good guy. He likes people to be able to afford his work. He does the most amazing custom pieces. People bring stones in raw form. He'll cut them, polish them, put them into a piece. Take an old piece of jewelry somebody's not wearing and cannibalize it and make it a whole new piece. He's made my fiance's wedding ring. He's going to be making mine here soon. I've shown this piece a minute ago, but this is a Black Star Sapphire, and this is just a knockout when you get it outside in the sun. And he's fun to work with too. Talk about a character. We razz each other quite a bit, and you know, our friendship has grown quite a bit in the last 10 years that we've been together in this building. And I always look forward to seeing, you know, what he comes out the door with, because this guy is a production man. He'll build 2-3 pieces a day. Most jewelers might build 1 or 2 a week. So to see what he can do, it's truly amazing. And you should take advantage of him having his own studio here, and come down and meet Jeff if you get a chance. Bring in something for him to design for you on a personal level or for a gift even. And again, you can get his work. I think we literally have earrings of his from $35 up, plain sterling rings from $30 up. He does gorgeous 14 karat gold work, and those, you know, gold starts anywhere between $100 and into the thousands, depending on what you're having built. But even his gold prices are still about where gold was 5 or 6 years ago. They're very, very low.
I try to be reasonable.
You're very reasonable, and you're very fun to work with. Again, come on down to the gallery. See us here at 130 South Montezuma. Come meet Geoff Brown. He's usually in the studio Monday through Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday. So give a call ahead of time, you know, just to make sure.
And you're really welcome to come up to the door here and ask me questions. I don't mind that at all. I do repairs. So whatever you need, I'd be happy to help you if I can.
Awesome. Well, this is Ian Russell and Geoff Brown. We're signing off. Thanks for watching the interview, and hopefully we'll see you in the gallery at some point. Thanks a lot.